Hi, welcome to another Go Battle League video. This will be about the Ultra League Premier, the Premier Classic, Ultra League Premier Classic, ULPC. This time we'll be featuring a team from a Brazilian friend from mine. One of the best Brazilian players, also played in the World Cup. And his team is Heracross, Walrein, Alola Muk. I think by now you probably may have seen it a couple times. These battles were from a few days ago. I tried to get Zardy in the video as well, but because of time zones, we couldn't really manage to. So he said just do the video without me. Unfortunate, but we'll be featuring some of his battles, and then I'll be trying the team out myself as well. Like I said, these were from a couple days ago. I think we're both in the 2900 ELOs now. These are still, I think, in the 2800, so they're probably still fine. Let's take a look here. Zardy starts off with his Heracross into Walrein. This is a good lead. And this is this is fine. So one of the niche Heracross has as a fighter is that it also is good against other fighters, just like Toxicroak, right? And it has this nice Rock Blast coverage as well to cover flyers. Sorry, right? You do a lot of damage to a Charizard, to a Dragonite, to a Gyarados. So that's really nice. He also runs close combat. Probably just as a hard-hitting nuke on like an Alola Muk or something that's neutral. And other than that, I think you can also run Earthquake if you hate Nidoqueen, because this team is not great against a Nidoqueen lead. And Megahorn is the other move of choice, which honestly I would choose either close combat or Earthquake. Zardy swaps in his Alola Muk into this Crobat, which makes a lot of sense. He wants he wants the opponent to swap out so he can align his Walrein to that, and now he can. The opponent does keep the Crobat for Zardy's Heracross here, and Zardy farms up a lot of energy here. That's a shiny Alola Muk too, that's pretty cool. And the opponent keeps shield for the Crobat. That kind of makes sense. But Zardy with the Walrein, that gets a big farm down here too, because the Power Stones are double resist here, so he comes out with a full Icicle Spear. Walrein, despite the nerf, is still very meta in Ultra League Premier. The Shadow Ball tickles, and I think this should be very fine. Crobat is one of the harder walls to Heracross because of double super effective air slashes. But that doesn't matter at this point anymore. Zardy just decides to farm down. Yeah, good alignment there. Very fortunate lead and switch in. But a Machamp switch in somewhat is kind of tough because you also kind of need to stay in. Palasha, that's a good player from Spain. Let's see how Zardy is going to play this out. He swaps into his Alola Muk immediately, and that baits out the Escavalier. Dragonite almost always comes with an Escavalier. It used to be the Dragonite and Polion Core, but since Walrein, this turned into the Dragonite Escavalier Core, especially since Togekiss is kind of out of the meta. Escavalier Dragonite works just really fine. You just want to bait it out. Now Zardy is going to get a farm down on this Escavalier, and that comes in real handy against that Dragonite. Now you do have to be careful. They are madmen, or mad women in this case, who run Aerial Ace, so I often tend to shield here. Aerial Ace does so much damage to a Heracross. It almost one-shots. It does like, what, 80 to 90%, I believe? A lot. Now he has a Rock Blast for this Dragonite. This will do about 50 to 60%, and Palasha doesn't like that. So now Zardy has a shield advantage on his Walrein against her Walrein. And now it's going to be a baiting game, mostly for Palasha. She does not shield that first Earthquake. Does Zardy shield this move? He does not, and it is the Earthquake. This is very tricky for Palasha, because in this scenario you kind of want to bait, but it's also so risky to bait, because if he gets no shielded, an Icicle Spear does nothing. Absolutely nothing. She no shields the next Earthquake, and at this point I think Zardy just double shields and farm down this Walrein to close the game. Although the timer is almost up, so this will get very close. We got a little bit of lag. The update, the last update was not great. I think with the new update, it's not on iOS just yet at the point I'm making this video, but the next update should fix that a little bit. He caught the Earthquake. That's kind of helpful. So you have the shield now, and you have this energy, which you're really going to need against this Dragonite. And he throws exactly on those two Ice School Spears. Will he now outpace the Palash's Walrein? Because this Walrein... Oh, does another Ice School Spear? Sorry, he does another Power Snow. You're definitely going to be an Ice School Spear from Palash's Walrein here. So, I think if Zardy counted perfectly, might know that she won't get there. But it didn't matter. He farmed down. Very close game. It's AXN, the NAIC winner. This is going to be a good game. And Zardy gets another bad lead here. Let's see what he does. This time he decides to stay in a little bit. Probably deciding to throw the Rock Blast, then swap into that Alola Muk. See if he can bait out another Escavalier here. Nice shield. But AXN decides to throw a move here and no shield immediately. Let's see why. I think Zardy expects an Escavalier in the back regardless, so he probably is not very inclined to shield here. Does he shield now? Does shield this time. Could still be Escav in the back, and it is. There it is. AXN just wanted that shield. He got what he wanted. And now this does set up Zardy's Heracross for a nice farm down again. And they can't even farm up too much because he will get the 2 Dark Pulses. This is actually looking very good for Zardy at this point. Dragonite has no energy. Oh, well, it's gone. Okay. Okay, guess he didn't want the Escav anymore. Ah, no. AXN is a smart guy. He has 2 Heracross answers, so he can just sacrifice the Escav. Ah. Smart. This matchup is not as great anymore for Walrein since the Ice School Spear nerf. You CMP every time on the Seed Bomb, but the Trevenant is ahead in energy here. So, not great. Your Power Snows add up more than this... than the Shadow Claws though. AXN catches the Ice School Spear. That's a crazy catch. With the Power Snows though, the Rock Blast might already do it on this Trevenant. Let's see. He did take another Power Snow there. I think AXN waited half a second just to see if Zardy was going to catch. And now I think Zardy's going to close with this Heracross. The Heracross should be able to get to that Rock Blast here. And that will probably do the job with those counters. Double resist counters. But Heracross high attack, they will still add up a little bit. There we go. Don't overestimate Rock Blast though. It's really bad in neutral situations. But you have a fragile Pokemon here, so it still does something. Ooh, Swampert. That's actually probably going to be a really good battle. Swampert, one of the best minor players in the world. And Swampert probably has a fighter in the back since he stays in with the Snorlax here. Snorlax Body Slam will do a lot. So it looks like Zardy is going to shield this up. Probably wants to preserve the Heracross for whatever is good against in the back. And then decides to not throw this Rock Blast yet. Does he double shield? He does double shield. Crazy. But I guess at this point you kind of have to commit after you farmed up so much. You can't let the Heracross go. And in the back is a Charizard. This Rock Blast will do so much damage. It will put it in the red instantly. It's a Shadowzard. It does almost kill it. And in the back is indeed the fighter. It's the Escavalier. This looks very difficult for Zardy at this point. It's Escavalier with 2 shields. There is a Rock Blast on the Heracross. Walrein doesn't do great against his either. The jabs, how ironic this sounds, actually gets us into Earthquake range. Yeah, Swamp is not a bad player. He farms up perfectly here. CMPs on the Dark Pulse. Escavalier wins CMP against a lot of things, except against things like Machamp, which we learned from the previous video with Wholesome, and apparently not against, it doesn't win CMP against Heracross. So in comes a Rock Blast. It does get shielded. Now Zardy only needs that Earthquake from the Walrein. The Duron doesn't even KO here. It doesn't matter. He just needs to get to that Earthquake. A Megahorn with counters will do so much damage though. And Swampert's probably going to try to go for the catch. Zardy perfectly predicting it. However, now this Dragon Claw will put him into Duron range. Uh-oh. Maybe not so good. Zardy even knew. He's not even bothering throwing the move here. Oh, it's a Megahorn. Yeah, that's so game over. Does he get to this Rock Blast? He does not get to the Rock Blast. The double shield Escavalier in the back was really tough. Yo, that's me. He's playing against me. I was just trying out teams, I think, on that day. And I'm running Shadow Gyarados into his into his Heracross, and he's staying in again, throwing a Rock Blast, doing the same against that, what's it called? Against the Dragonite earlier, and then swaps into Alolan Muk. I have an Obstagoon in the back. This is somewhat neutral. Alolan Muk takes this nowadays, which shoots up, just going straight Acid Spray. I don't even remember what I ran, to be honest. I don't even remember. What did I have? I used this team for like 2 games. I'm a big Shadow Gyarados fan though. But the thing is, non-stab Dragon Breath just doesn't really add up enough, I feel like sometimes. Except when you're playing against it. But if you're playing as a Gyarados against a Warrior, it's just painful. My Obstagoon is super bad, so I win CMP against this Alolan Muk. Just a cross shop though, doesn't do that much in this league. And now I should be able to shield or farm down. I do let that go. Let's see what I have. I will farm down with this Gyarados, and I think because I had some frame drop somewhere, I lost count, so I shielded this Acid Spray. Hurts a lot. That could not have been a Dark Pulse. So that's very much a waste shield. And in the back is my Snorlax. Honestly, Switch wasn't as important for me, because if I got like an energy advantage anywhere, both Snorlax and Gyarados can one-shot the Heracross. But at this point, after using my shield on an Acid Spray, that's really going to cost me. It looks like he barely undercharges, but this kills an entire generation of Snorlaxes. And Zardy barely gets to that Rocks Blast. That's very painful for me. And that I think that wins him the game. Yeah, he had no shields left. I had 2 crunches. If I got a debuff, maybe I won. But it is what it is. I don't think I use that team again. Gyarados double normal. Let's take a look how I did with this team. I was at 2860. Here we go. We got Heracross into Nidoqueen. Actually, a terrible lead for me. And I'm going to swap into Alolan Muk, who also has a terrible matchup here. So, Nidoqueen's hacking love the Poison Fang. What do I do here? Do I shield? I shield a Stone Edge. Yeah, Nidoqueens run those for wall range, so kind of makes sense. I don't want to catch my Dark Pulse, so I wait half a second there. If you shield everything correctly, it's not the worst for Alolan Muk, but you don't win this. You just don't. I tried CMPing with them here. They don't take it though. This Dark Pulse likely gets shielded, and I'm wondering what's in the back. Maybe it's like a Charmer, perhaps. Why are they staying in? Maybe it's a Trevenant. I'm not a fan of Pokemon like Nidoqueen, Trevenant, Dragol's Jellicent in this league. I feel like it's just such a huge investment for a league that's around for 1 week, right? Making a level 40 Nidoqueen when I have Excel stuff, yeah, that doesn't do it for me. I tried to catch the move on the Walrein. I don't know. I figured they probably have Walrein answers in the back. I know I get Stone Edge here. I don't really care, but I probably should have read this better, because it's very likely to be a Trevenant in the back. Trevenant users just never want to see the Alolan Muk, right? Do I get to another one here? I do. Walrein is cracked in this league. Bam! Doesn't kill. I go into Alolan Muk to make them throw the energy and then hopefully sweep with Heracross. Shields are down, so Prage, they have a, what's it called? A Snorlax or something, but it's very unlikely. They throw in the Aqua Tail here. Very unfortunate that they get there. Doesn't matter, probably. Pretty sure it was a Trevenant. Yeah, that's Trevenant, and that's game over. Even a Megahorn wouldn't do enough here, so that's my first loss. Unfortunately, they had 3 Heracross checks. This is a very good Japanese player. I played them a couple times, and they lead Heracross as well, but they run Earthquake, I found out later, which I used to run as well. Was it last season or 2 seasons ago? It's really good against Nidoqueen and stuff, right? I use it for Open Ultra, actually. They throw the Rock Blast immediately, and whenever someone is running a Heracross lead, we both swap simultaneously, that's pretty funny. Whenever someone runs a Heracross or Toxicroak lead, I assume that they're double weak to fighting in the back, and it looks like this is their first Pokemon weak to fighting. Also crazy that they swapped this into my Heracross. I'll throw the Surprise Sludge here, and I want the farm down, or I want the farm down on Heracross, or I want to farm down a Muk and get to another move on their Heracross. But I don't know if I get there. My Alolan Muk, like I said, it's a lucky Alolan Muk. It doesn't do a lot. But I might be able to get there barely. I do get there. But I'll probably faint after this move. This is some nice chip. It's not a Sludge Wave, but it still gets shielded. That really tells me they're very weak to my Heracross. They are at a Rock Blast. I'm at 2 though, so that's nice. And I'll just throw another one. We CMP actually. My Heracross is really good IV. Heracross is not easy to get nowadays, but apparently they have a better one. I think mine is like the best friend trait you can get. Oh, this is so difficult. If I shield here, I think I can farm down and close combat something in the back. So I am going to shield her actually. And then I swap. Oh, I was afraid they would get to another one there. But they swap simultaneously, whip me again into the Walrein mirror here. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool wicked game. I think I have the slight advantage here, but it really can't go wrong if they swap the Heracross at the right timing, or if I mistime my timing with the Heracross. Since I think we're equally as far, so I will get to that Earthquake. My Walrein again is worse IVs than them apparently. I have a rank 19, I believe. But I win CMPs again, so that's nice. So Earthquake that barely won't take me out. Normal Walreins survive 2 Earthquakes from each other. I could swap into Heracross now to snipe it, but I'm predicting them to do so, and they did. But they faint to 1 Power Snow, and we get Simul KO there, and then my Heracross comes back in with a close combat, and that's a really good game. Boom! There we go. My next battle against Laurie, if I pronounce that correctly. We play each other a lot, and she beat me more than I beat her, to be honest. But this one is so incredibly predictable. Empoleon lead, Gyarados, or Kingdra say swap, it's Double Dragon. Or well, Fake Dragon in this case. I'll just throw out a Rock Blast. I don't need Switch. Like, Walrein is very good against Empoleon as well, because I have Earthquake. Although, in Ultra League, they will survive that Earthquake barely for my normal Walrein. They get 2 moves here, that's fine. I might give them a little bit more farm, because I want to get lower for the Empoleon. Yeah, I stop tapping here for a little bit. And then take it out. They will get 1 or 2 waterfalls. I throw the Dark Pulse here. This will do a nice chunk of damage. Boom. But our timers are misaligned, so I have to be careful here. And this has to be Dragonite, right? This has to be Dragonite. It is Dragonite. Reaching for that swap, and Lauryu gives up. So yeah, you always love seeing Double Dragon go down. Although it wasn't the Kingdra version, so that's more acceptable. This is a terrible lead for me, but I have 2 decent answers. And in this case, I say swap Walrein, which isn't really optimal because they outpace me to that Seed Bomb with the 1 turn delay on my swap. But they definitely have Alolan Muk answers, right? So I can't really safe swap that. I'll make sure this Icicle Spear lands on them. They'll likely shield this. Doink. Okay, it gets shielded. They're 1 ahead of me, so I think they don't win. I don't think they win the match against normal Walrein. They do against Shadow, but this tells me they're not that strong against my Walrein. They bring in a Shadow Gyarados. This almost feints 2 Icicle Spears. I think with the Power Stones I'm missing right now, with the Power Stones building up to the Icicle Spear, this barely won't take it out. But I will be able to counter it down. And then maybe my Alolan Muk can clean up. I'm expecting something like a Swampert or Nidoqueen though. If there's 1 tried Pokemon, there definitely are 2, right? Alright. My opponent might be locked in for a little bit because they swapped really late. So I'm trying to lock them in with the Alolan Muk. They can't swap out just yet. A Shadow Ball will still chunk from this Trevenant though. But at this point the Trevenant is in Rock Blast range. So that's really nice for my Heracross in the end game maybe. Shadow Ball comes in and in the back is a Charizard. Dragon Breath Charizard. It is something not great against Wolverine, indeed. Cool team. I don't hate this. They shield the Dark Pulse? Okay. Do I wanna... Do I? Do I? No. Okay. I guess at this point I'm going to put it all on Heracross. I need to be quick though, because the fast move pressure is adding up a lot from Charizard's Dragon Breath and the Shadow Claws from Trevenant too. But this Rock Blast will take it out, and then the next Rock Blast should do the same. They weren't very good against Alolan Muck at all. They weren't very good against Wolverine either. I like the team, but it has its flaws. It doesn't really hard counter a lot, really. Nor cover Trevenant's weaknesses, I feel like. Right? You lose to a Snorlax Say-So, basically. This player, I play them basically every day as well. And I think he wins more often as well. But looks like I win the lead here. And since they stay in, I expect like an Ascaf. I played so many Ascas these couple days. And people are easily hitting Legend with teams triple weak to Ascavalier. I'm so bamboozled. How do you do that? Either way. Ascav is not strong enough to take out whole teams, right? So I guess it works for something. I tried to catch a Leaf Blade, but I fail. And this is an okay-ish matchup. It's not the worst. I got some counters into their Wolverine as well. I think Braybird here, actually. If they want switch, that's actually fine with me. I do get to my Dark Pulse, but they CMP me here. I'm afraid this is a shield kill if I shield here. So I guess I'll get farm on something else. I can't do it on my Wolverine, though, because... those moves do a lot. But now I have a move ready. The timer's not up yet though, so it's kind of getting wasted here, which is really unfortunate. If I had Earthquake here, that'd be beautiful, but I don't think I will get there. This does get into Icicle Spear range with some Power Snows, so that's nice. At this point, my opponent is going to go for a Poison Fang, thinking I would shield anything. But obviously an Earthquake does way more. Normal Nidoqueen does not hit hard at all. So that Poison Fang, that tickled. It tickled. Another Icicle Spear. I'm expecting my opponent to try and catch at some point. I guess I can shoot. Oh, nope. Oh, never mind. I refuse. Well, maybe because the Power Stones don't add up. But I do need to take out this Nidoqueen at some point. My opponent does try to catch. I waited a half a second. And at this point, I think I should be able to Earthquake and farm down. I have 2 shields still. Can shield these Icicle Spears and then throw an Icicle Spear into the Nidoqueen, because they don't have a move just yet. And that should be fine. As you can see, Power Snows don't do anything. Even when I'm double debuffed. Do I care? I guess I did make the right play. Wow. Morning me is smarter than evening me. Farm it down, and I even have an Earthquake loaded. I might just throw those. Yep. Just it's not BM. Just to make sure this thing is dead, right? Just to make sure I win. Yeah. Yeah, that kills. Yeah. Really good team from Zardy. I used this for a couple days, actually, to climb to about 2900. Now I'm just trying out different stuff to be creative, but I don't know. I'm just excited for Master League to start again, because I have level 50 Pokemons that are waiting on the bench for so long to be used. So, yeah, there's that. Hope you like the video. Hope you like the team. It's a really good team if you have a Heracross. It probably works with a Toxicroak too. So, yeah. Hope you liked the video and have a good one.